Thank you so much, Trace. Thank you so much to everyone tuning in. Welcome to IEM Chicago. G2 versus Liquid. This is the winner match in Group A. Both of these teams were successful to start things off. G2 dominated against MIBR.
Absolutely. They've been looking much better recently. Kenny S, especially on a map like Dust2, he's got to be dangerous here as we get into the first map up the best of three. It is going to be a long push here from Liquid. They've got the smokes for the crossover, a couple of flashbangs, and of course that P250 for the long-range encounters. Twist will be delivering the smoke and the damage with the P250, but Stewie with the long-range Glock, he opens things up, and now they either can fully commit or slow things right down. We'll see what they go for.
Kenny's going to rotate back in top of the platform, but Stewie already through this smoke. How does he get by Ominuk? Apparently the flash was just timed well enough that he was not spotted, and Ominuk forced to fall back, despite that there's a gap. Jax instead on the rotation. He'll take down Naf, so Liquid's not super comfortable, even though they've made it toward the A site. They find themselves a man down and a little bit chaotic in trying to hold positions. Twists has a decent one to cover off long, but he's got to worry about CT. Two players to work up in that direction. As soon as he fires at Jax, they'll double peek, and Jax gets the kill on his own. That brings Elige back out. He finishes off what Twist started, but down he goes. It's on Nitro, and he is removed by Shocks with his dead aim accuracy.
Yeah, it's a lovely round from G2 there. As you mentioned, chaotic, certainly an operative word there for Team Liquid. It's a very common approach heading towards long on the T-side pistol at Dust2. They managed to get control relatively easy, get the first kill, but I felt like Stewie overcommitted. As I mentioned, they had two options there. They could have slowed it right down, wait for the reaction. They opted for the full commitment off that kill, and it didn't seem like there was enough synergy there. I felt like only one player really went for it. Smokes weren't fully down, flashes were confusing, and the kills went in favor of G2 with a lovely flank coming in from long as well, which Team Liquid overlooked. But they did get a plant down, which enables a nice buy like this. AK and a Kree, couple of scouts as well. Stewie is a bit of a demon with that weapon, so watch out for that, as G2 only have two rifles here. That's the AUG for Shocks and Kenny S on the FAMAS. As things go very quiet here, we always say in these sort of rounds, you want to keep it a bit of a surprise, keep them guessing as to what weapons you have, and especially let your star players work the map slowly. As we Twist and Elige with those rifles looking for picks.
And Twist led the way this morning.
He always does.
The frag. Well, Elige has been the consistent one. Twist has, I think, the highest peak skill on the team.
He's just been killing it this year. It's unbelievable.
The key is, Elige has been dead on, like I said, consistency. The key with Twist is that we mentioned it in Cologne in the finals. He's reinvented himself to become a stage player. That was his issue last year, is that he was falling off in those situations. So grouping from Liquid on Catwalk, they'll see if they can take over with their Captain America, even though there's two Canadians. Yes, Liquid, I noticed. See if they can take over the A sites. Stewie already around toward quad. Elige, he'll go back and cover off the flank already on the Krieg. He's looked away. Okay, I thought was going to go exactly when Elige was looking elsewhere. That's going to soften up Elige considerably. Down to 47 HP. Smoked out. Wants to change his angle so that he's not predictable. And when they go through, he's got the first, needs to find the second. Hears it and finds it. Great reaction. Elige does use the higher sensitivity, I should say, on his mouse. That's a good example of how it works, and a great shot from Nitro to get the headshot onto Lucky.
You see that reposition from Elige as well. That was beautiful stuff. They knew he was behind those steps. They dropped the grenade at his feet. His teammates just set down the smoke there right towards short. He gets on the other side, and he knows the CTs, they're going to have to push at one point. They've got MP9s. They'll flash through properly. He puts himself in a position where the flash probably goes behind him if there is one, and he'll at least get one kill. As you mentioned, though, that high sensitivity enables him to just flick around with the Krieg, making it work, and there's no force fire response. A rare thing to say when G2 on the server. They're going to take a bit of a deco round, I suppose. No armor, a couple of smokes just to get them over the mid doors, and we'll see if they can find those one-bullet headshots. And we've discussed this before, Matt. If you're going to buy deagles anyway, if you're going to win that round, it's normally down to the one-shot potential of the deagle, right? The armor's not necessarily going to win you the round. If you are going to win by virtue of deagles, it makes sense that you save the money and see what shots can be found, as Lucky will be holding towards long, and this is looking good from Liquid. Nothing too aggressive, no one committing, just holding flanks and looking for opening picks. That's a nice shot from Naf. And he falls back as well. He knows there's a threat of a potential player there. If he loses that rifle, the round could swing away. So gets it, goes back to his teammates.
Naf's pretty smart in most situations. He's a very reliable, highly skilled, but very reliable player. Normally we say the reliable players, the guys like Crims.
Yes.
Who's another great example? Fugly at times on the CT side, if you want to go to someone that's at this event with Envy, but we don't often talk about them being massively skilled. He's got both, Naf. Has Ominuk. Twist closes out on Kenny. Liquid take back the lead 2-1.
No real chance to buy here for G2. The Deagles Could have had some impact there, but not really much found at all. Just a couple of dinks and no frags. Should be the full eco at this stage, but they can get P250s, considering they didn't spend too much money in the previous round. We'll see which way they're inclined. I expect a smoke regardless, because you can't really afford to give that information up. Nothing invested at all. So Twist running down towards middle of this stage. He'll be able to call how many players cross towards B. There's actually 5 of them in the mid doors. So yes, valuable information spotted. And the nade. Oh my God, does that hurt? They're all going to be going down any second now. It's a bloodbath at the mid doors. And Kenny S is the last victim as Team Liquid make light work of round number 4.
I just want to note that Elige looks so serious in this portrait that we're seeing.
Yeah.
And all I can think about is that massive smile that he posted after they won the Grand Slam with the green screen behind.
I know what you mean, yeah.
So it's like, I'm like, whoa, hang on. Something's not right here. Where's the smile, Elige?
He means business.
Yeah, he does. Very serious. And I want to point out as well, the last time these two teams played, best of 3 finals, was Pro League, part of the Grand Slam.
Yep.
And then they played, obviously, Vitality in the most recent final. So seeing a lot of French fashion trying to shut down Liquid so far, not effective.
Well, it's Dust2, it's the pick of G2, but compromised in the first buy here. Kenny S does have the glass cannon AWP up against Stewie 2K, who's pretty nimble with a weapon these days, using it more and more on this Liquid lineup, and to great effect, I have to say. Flashbang is spot on. Kenny S has to fall back. He's been removed, essentially. Surely can't push the smoke. He'll have to wait towards CT spawn. Great shot from Amanek as they hold onto the B side at this point. Nafly, though, trying to make his way through before the smoke dissipates.
To the window. Underneath is Amanuk, and Nav just absolutely removes him. Amanuk couldn't find the headshot.
Damn.
And Nav does. Nitro to get shocks, only finding one in the process. Jax, quick on the rotation, though, does cut off Elige. That puts them into a 2-on-2 and somewhat of a chance. Kenny with the AWP. They've got to take the B site. Smoke for Nitro. He can isolate them further still, as there is still a smoke on the double doors. Jax is aware that Stewie's behind the box, but flushed out doesn't. Oh my God, Stewie. He is dead either way, because Kenny was looking him down. That at least gets the information for Nitro, but it's a straight one-on-one. He spots him on the jump. Did he not?
Nope.
I thought he did when he walked above the window, but Nitro gets him instead.
Touch and go round. Kenny S nullified there in CT spawn. As we mentioned, he had a glass cannon there. If you're not aware, that means you have no armor, and it means you're very squishy and vulnerable to any sort of grenades, bullets especially, and he couldn't really justify coming through the CT spawn smoke. He had to sit back and wait, and Nafly just really abused that fact. He got right to the window, flashed his teammates in, a nice pincer towards that B bomb site, and it's a full eco now for G2. They get that one smoke. Amanek hasn't thrown it yet. They got a couple of HE grenades, presumably for the long doors, and they go. They're effective, very effective, but they've lost the first frag, so nothing to recover, but maybe there's a chance to get a couple of kills this round. It would be an absolute disaster for Liquid to offer rifles up without a trade, but now there's a chance at least with Stewie and Naf softened up.
Nitro already working down inside of middle. I would say Nitro... It looked like he hit a DPS button there when he was lining that smoke up. Started spitting super fast.
That used to be a thing we used
to do. For 180s, because you used it to,
when you planted the bomb, you could just press the DPI button at the maximum and just start spinning a mouse around, do 360s like in a crazy manner. That was pretty fun. I haven't seen anyone do that for a while.
There used to be turn binds in Tribes. I know that's way out there. Most people probably don't even know.
That's a throwback.
Yeah, well, no, but Tribes Ascend. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
But you used to have turn binds because if you were dueling, you just 180 really quickly. And it would also help for cappers when they wanted to, like, disc boost.
Yeah, we used to do that as well. When you were diffusing in Source, you did the same thing. If you knew, like, you were done for in a 1v1, they're going to spray in the smoke, whatever, you're just spinning around inside the smoke with the DPI. That was always an option.
Yep.
But none of that this round, I'm afraid. It's going to be a pretty clean and simple victory here for Team Liquid, as they only have to take one player down. We saw them take that damage at the start, but didn't give much away. Nafly given the AWP because he had the low health. Everyone survives. This is not looking good for the French on their map pick, and they do have a chance for a double AWP setup now, and we have seen that to great effect. Amanek on that secondary AWP recently has been fantastic. I expect him to bring it out now. Surely he has to. When you're 5-1 down, we know that's their final form per se on this map. He hasn't gone for it. It's just going to be Kenny S here, and Shocks with... Shocks has bought a deagle. Oh, wait, okay, they saved that from the last round, didn't they? I was about to say, he's only got a deagle. What's going on here?
Surprising.
They saved it from the last round. That makes more sense. So that'd be insane. But he's got the M4, but I guess the pocket rocket to go with it. That's not bad. And we'll see whether this single AWP is enough. They do have a kit this time, at least. As we go back into another default, but a B split looking very likely. Yeah, you can see the smokes being set out. That's for the left-hand side. They'll do one towards CT spawn as well. 3 players entering the B box. They see no CTs there whatsoever. They're waiting outside, but they have found the first pick. And Twist waiting for rotations from top of middle.
A good setup in middle, but it comes at the expense of B, and now they have to retake site. Already they've lost Aminuk in the window. Shox knows he needs a kill on Cross. And he's smoked off, tagged down to 46, and has to back away and wait for his team.
You don't have to worry about tunnels at all, by the way. Twist position, T-spawn's covered, lower B's covered. No one can actually access the tunnels whatsoever because of Twist. He's owning it right now. And if they make this retake work, fair play. A lot of teams would consider saving right now, but they're desperate for a win.
Liege under the window, lots of utility going beyond him. He can actually stay below the boxes. Twist has been found. Kenny's got the kill onto him. In fact, they doubled up. They got 2 toward mid because they were looking for the flank. Twist had called, no one was there. Almost costs them, but Liege has to sit back, hold it off, tries to spray back inside of the window.
Yeah, get back.
And it has to be a save at this point. Time too far gone, and Liege knows it punishes them on the retreat. Kenny at least gets the kill back, but round over.
Shoxy gonna grab the AK-47 and get out of that. Well, there we go. They saved the AWP, but the round falls apart. It's Team Liquid with the B split there once again, focusing towards the tunnel position. 3 players making their way through, and G2 are in a retake setup there. They actually got the first pick, but Kenny outside the bomb site there. Here was the kill they got, but unfortunately, the B bomb site overran. And that's, like I said, Dust2 is one of those maps. It's quite strange. Even in a 5 versus 4, retaking a bomb site like the B area is just not viable, especially when the Molotovs and smokes are available. It's very unlikely you're going to win that round unless you get a solid rotation quickly towards the tunnels. That didn't happen, but they still have the AWP, the AK-47, and now Shox and his boys need to discuss their options and work out what the next play is. They are racking up the loss bonus now, 6-1 down. They should be able to buy into this, no problem. Shoxy can drop a rifle, same story for Kenny. Naf has the best spawn available toward long. We always talk about that on Dust 2. It's one of the few maps that spawns do have quite a massive knock-on effect.
Yes.
Stewie doesn't throw him the orb, but Naf, you know he's going to take that shot. That's his position by default. He lurks towards long, if you want to call it that. I actually fumbled it a little bit, didn't move as quickly as I thought, and maybe they won't go for this now, but the flashbang and smoke has been deployed as they send 2 players through.
Naf actually a little bit behind, but it's Twist and Elige that go. And Elige to the corner. Small gap in that smoke that might reveal a foot, but no one at the car in which the angle it would have been shown from would be. And Stewie in the tunnels nearly spots Jax up on cap, but gets away.
Yeah, I assume that's one of those strategies where Naf is the one throwing that smoke, and it's not necessarily about being there first. They need to smoke down with the correct flashes over. They're not looking for the early pick, they're looking for control there.
This is still a bit dangerous. The fact that Shox has the AK behind them and Kenny's gone back on the site, they can pincer 4 players at long, and there's no information because they were holding toward middle. They checked lower tunnels. That was the exact moment which they backed away, and this is it. Shox is already on them. Stewie down, so is Naf. 3 only left on the ramp, and now they can swarm. They can attack. They've lost the AWP. Jax has to play on a deagle from range. Lucky trying to work through CT with a CZ. That's not necessarily the best position to be in, but remember, the AK is still out toward long. Shox actually, excuse me, he's rotated to Cat. It's Aminuk that has the op at long, so they can still hold Nitro on this site, and they're going to put so much pressure on him. Running gun from Jax. Headshot. Shox follows it up. Twist Sekar has to win the round in a 1-on-3, and he's dropped.
Finally, something going in favor of G2 there. 3 players to survive. Liquid just getting too much pressure from all angles there. I like the approach. You can see the tunnel they created themselves with the smokes to get towards the A site. But Shox in position. He gets the first frag, and Kenny can react and hit the shot on that flight.
And that was seconds away from being spotted. That whole mid push. Stewie was down below with the op and tunnels. If he had seen the player on catwalk, hits the shot necessarily, that changes everything in terms of position from G2.
One thing I want to note about that as well, you heard shots being fired in that sequence when they're just about to cross. Nafly is just suggesting, I'm just alone here. I'm just firing off some shots just to kind of keep you interested while his teammates are crossing over silently there. So that's all a bit of a ruse. It's quite interesting. They've kind of got to that level of detail to try and get themselves towards the A side. Speaking of which, a much faster approach. The man himself. It's going to be Twist, surely going to be dropped by Kenny S. He misses the shot though, and the flashbang might push him back even further. This is getting awkward now. Needs to get the hell out of there. Short plant is available. No Molotov towards the ramp to guarantee a safe plant. You can see that's the best plant he can possibly get. No cover for the CTs if they really want to go for that defuse. This is a perfect strategy. You get the bomb down, 5 players alive on each side, you've made the perfect call. Is it even worth the retake?
Problem is the G2 want rounds because it's their map choice. Sometimes you get desperate when it's your map, but that single kill to me would say no.
Yeah, you got so much work to do here. You don't really have any control, and you're throwing all your grenades, and Elise catches 2 of them out. Oh, that's rough. Really nice call from Liquid. What a nice change of pace. Just when G2 feel like, oh, we're back on our feet. Let's play our normal game now. We've got all the rifles, defuse kits, grenades, and then you just hit them with the fast short. They focus towards long, which is normally the default. You're trying to stop that long spawn. It's just beautiful. Really nice play from Liquid there. Nitro's absolutely nailed it with that one, as Kenny holds on to the AWP, an important factor, but it's Elise that's finding all the frags. You kind of said he's been one of the talisman for Team Liquid recently. He's currently sat on 11 kills and 4 deaths. Very consistent player. And he's been with Liquid a long time now. Like, he's been part of the organization since early 2015, I believe. So, like, one of the core members for sure, as they now find themselves as the world's #1 team. It's taken some time, but this is obviously the best looking Liquid we've ever seen. It's a beautiful thing, and G2 will consider their options here in round number 10 as they save weapons once again. They can drop once more, but I feel like that double AWP setup, that has to be a thing here. That was really strong for me watching previous G2 games recently when Amina could bring out that secondary AWP. There's the double kill from Elige. Like we said, that retake just felt a little bit too risky once the bomb gets planted so quickly. So the double AWP comes out. It's actually Shoxy using it. So that is a bit more old school G2. We'll see if it works out for them as we get into the next round. And another fast play towards B, potentially. Liquid with 3 players, make it 4 on this side of the map. So a contact towards B bomb site could be in order.
Shox still waiting to see if anyone's going to push through the doors. And they will. It's Nitro he catches. Smoke, a little bit too limited in its life. It fades away, and that leaves Shox in the open. Naf, he's got the kill on to him, but watch the rotation toward top middle. Jax is in behind them, and he's already pushing down. He's not going to have vision yet of Twist, but he knows exactly where he is, and patience pays off. He walks back into his crosshair, and it's just Elige and Stewie inside the B site. Now, that has promise, but when the bomb goes down, Elige left to hold alone. The patience of Almanac actually gives them a chance to get Stewie back in position, but they've got to be so aggressive. And Stewie, he's going to go with the up. Oh, what a shot on Kenny as well. One out of Kenny's book to get aggressive with an AWP at that range, and Almanac still wants back through the window. Stewie, if you hit that, you might have had the round. Watch the flank. They still got one working in through the tunnels. Missed shot from Stewie might be the opportunity. The entrance they needed, but Elige has it down to the wall. Ronnie knows where Jax is. He can't find the shot, and G2 will find their 3rd round.
Oh, so many opportunities there. Stewie could have done something unspeakable at that point. The second kill, that comes through. You're right, that would have been round done. Elige definitely had a chance to close that one out as well. G2 pick up the round, and they actually have quite a lot of money. Kenny has stayed alive 3 or 4 rounds in a row, and they'll be able to drop absolutely everything they need. What a shot this was. You're right, that's a bit of Kenny getting a taste of his own medicine there. Elige, nice work. Couldn't quite find the 3rd. It would have been an epic sequence if he did. Doesn't happen. They go back to a single AWP setup here. G2 need to start posting consistent rounds here. There's a nice shot from Stewie. Takes Shoxy down to 12 HP. That's what will happen if you don't smoke the mid doors, ladies and gentlemen. Took a risk, didn't work out for him. He holds onto his utility, but won't be that effective in the round.
So they'll hold for now on the Liquid side, slowing things once again. 2 AUGs, by the way. I just want to point to 3 AUGs, excuse me. I don't want to point that out because a lot of teams have gone away from them again, but yet G2 seemingly comfortable. He hit both. Twists goes down and Stewie gets tagged to 14. So does Elige. That's nades? No, excuse me. Lucky got him clean with the gun. I thought it was a nade to finish off the low HP.
Yeah, this is a very good round. Not over just yet. Nitro and Naf going to enjoy these sort of situations. G2 just have to hold on at this point. No one has to overcommit. Hold the bomb sites, hold the crossfires. Nothing too flashy required here. Jax has been effective at these flanks, give him that much. He seems to be in the right position each and every time, as Naf right now with the impossible task of the 1 versus 5. Any financial damage he can cause here would be great. A bomb plan would be excellent, but that doesn't look possible, as G2 are playing this very well now. No one hunting for him. There's nothing really to gain from taking him down. Let him save his weapon. They've got so much money on that Liquid side. You can see Naf with $10,000. And see if he can find anything more here. 30 seconds remaining. Jumps down to spawn. They're going to be waiting for it. Shouldn't be able to get a kill. He gets 1 through into bucks. And it's the 4th round for G2. Much more convincing there. And Kenny S with a collateral shot, finishing off for the HE. So nice work from him. Round 12. It's always a fast-paced game on Dust2, isn't it? It always feels like this flies by. Haven't seen G2 look too dangerous yet. Got lucky on 1 in 10. Single AWP setup once more. It's only Shoxy that's attempted the double AWP setup as of this point. Elige, with no weapon right now, has a Glock. What's happening here? Have you left your gun in spawn, dude?
Go back for it now.
Oh dear. There it is.
there.
Okay, we're fine. Oh, crisis averted. I guess he was just like, I'll rather get the smoke down for you first, then go pick up the
The only way it's a crisis is that if there was a call made.
He was going to brush along.
Yeah, exactly. If they wanted a fast play, it's like, hang on, back to a default, boys.
Oh, he missed the smoke as well. It was just like, so I think that was the whole panic. He didn't have the gun, tried to get the smoke down quickly.
Land on the light?
Yeah, so it was really unfortunate, but
I've never seen it actually do that. Usually it bounces off.
Yeah, it might have cost him around a little bit too awkward. Great sequence there from Jax. Lovely play, but a confusing round from Liquid. The drop gun seemed to ruffle some feathers there. They might be on for an eco at this point. G2 starting to get back into this one. That smoke designed to land in the corner to remove CT vision, so they get taken down by players like Jax from the car, who's on for the ace now.
Yeah, but look at the money as well. This starts to matter. This is quite a problem for them. Yeah, optimistic.
Wanted that ace. I respect it.
Hey, great for 3 shots. I mean, yes, we were talking about the missed smoke, but he still hit those shots very convincingly, and there was 3 players peeking him. There's 3 players waiting for Stewie as he comes around the corner. Yeah, Liege isn't normally someone to mess things like that up, so you're right. Maybe he realized, oh, well, I'll throw the smoke, I'll go back and get the gun. He rushes the smoke, things fall apart.
Yeah, that's what I think happened. He had to rush the smoke, considering there was a lot of probably chaos in the comms at that point. We're going to take the first time out here for Liquid. Starting to show some weakness here. They were absolutely show-stopping to kick things off here, but starting to slow down now. They will buy up into this round. Lost bonus helping them out. 7-5 up at this point on the T side of Dust2 on G2's map pick. We go on to Overpass next, which is a bit of a Liquid specialty right now. If they win Dust2, I'm pretty much going to say the 2-0s in the bag, but G2 now starting to look like they could do something with this half. They can still win the CT half of Dust2, which would be a massive asset going forward.
It's interesting. Some players explode onto the scene. Such young, fresh talent coming through various different systems of being scouted or just playing within their region. But Jax, 2013 was when he started to play at a high level, and we've only really got to know him over the last 8 months, really. It's
the same thing if you look at Alex and Vitality. He's been playing for 10 years. He played Source when I was playing. A household name in 2019. Like, the grind is real for some players. You know?
And some of those players deserve a lot of credit for that, because it's not like they're relying on just skill. They've had to put themselves. Naf's certainly got a lot of skill.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
they've had to put themselves in a role, and they've had to learn how to be a part of a team.
It's not natural talent like Zywoo. Like, some people don't have that DNA. You know, you have to grind it, learn everything about the game and your play style and how you can be effective on the server. And yes, some players take a longer than others to get to the top tier.
Just to note as well, Naf, who absolutely swallows the nade, goes down to 36 HP. He's got so much skill, and right now, if you saw him, you'd think, wow, this guy was never anywhere except the top. He had to be. He went from denial when they became Liquid, left the team for a while, went through the doldrums of NACS, and then only came back in sort of end of 2017, early 2018, I don't know the exact date, but he also kind of had to pay his dues despite being so skilled.
Well, the final play towards the A site will be coming through. Smokes down towards Spawn and Short to try and fend off Kenny S here, but it's a bit of a specialty position for him. We all know it. We've all seen it many times before. He nails the first shot, I dare say the second as well. And they are going to fall back and just make sure they cover off the positions here towards CT Spawn. Got to play a top and middle as well. That's going to be Nafly watching towards Short. So it is a 4-on-4. Shockster needs to be very careful of the presence of top and middle.
Naf still waiting. Easy first shot on Shocks. Kenny's been tagged as well. Omnic goes down. Lucky and Kenny trying to retake back toward the bomb from long, and all that's going to do is serve to give time for the flank to fully come in from Naf. They'll just contain the 2 remaining players. Stewie hits Lucky with a scout. Kenny knows that he's got Naf behind him, and Naf's smart enough to realize there's no need to run in and get too aggressive on it. Why not just hold him where he sits? And now they'll pinch him together. Kenny off, finds the first, burned alive by Naf.
They take him down in the end. Kenny hasn't died in so long. It seems like he stays at all every single time, but there we go. This is going to be round 14. Team Liquid. I guess you can call that a 4 spy. They didn't have all the utility. They had 4 AKs and a scout. Stewie doesn't seem to mind that too much, to be honest. And here's the replay of Nafly. Just opening things up. We talk about natural talent. He's got that in buckets and spades. And he had 36 HP. Still finds 2 kills towards middle convincingly, as we get into another difficult situation for G2 here. Orbs out, but so are the pistols. Lucky. One of the players that hasn't looked as appealing as the others. 2 at 11. He'll be on the C-Sed. And Nafly again, surely not the double. He does damage towards the AWP of Kenny S. They're down to 23 HP. Similar story for himself, though, as he sits at 15. The grenade should take him. Oh, how's he alive? What? I thought that nade landed straight on him. Well, He'll take it. Nitro goes down. 4 versus 4. Stewie 2K looking to apply pressure from long, and he's doing a very good job.
Smoke on the site. Twists. A lot of room to work with still, despite only having 25 HP. They get away from the flames, thankfully, and Amanik's already running for it. So 8 becomes 9. Liquid are going to win the half. They've already won it with 8, but 9 to 6 is fairly convincing considering it's G2's map, and 6 is not even yet secured because there's no money for G2. So their best chance to break them was after Elijah's errors, we'll call it that, not to blame it entirely on him. They did have 3 players get mowed down by 1.
Yes.
But that's when G2 could have really swung the momentum, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah, the force by victory, those 4 AKs, that really sealed the deal, and Elijah will get this final kill. He doesn't mess around with knives. He wants to get the job done correctly, you know? He's like, I'm just going to take the kills, boys. I'm going to save that cash. It's round 15, and there's a distinct lack of it from the G2 side. They're averaging around $2,500. Nafly is just playing like an absolute savage right now, and this is why Dust2 is not favored by some pro teams, because that spawn-based gameplay, your monstrous players like Nafly get in the zone, he just starts calling out, I'm rushing short, I'm going to kill people. That's a viable approach on Dust2. It's one of the few maps you can just run around and deathmatch, as Shoxy gets tagged again as he tries to cross over. This time on the right-hand side of the doors, Elige makes his way out. He's against the scouts this time. He takes a bullet to the chest, but they have got control at least. Molotov deployed towards the corner to enable Nitro to back things up.
I have no idea how, when Liquid's doing a rush, I haven't yelled out VTech just kicked in, yo. Their Honda sponsorship.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Such a good one. Next time we get a 5-man rush, it's VTech, okay?
All right, I like that. The VTEC's like a turbo, right? I know.
Not really. Yeah, let's not. Basically, it's a cam lock that times changes the tuning, and yeah, okay. It's like Vanos for BMW.
Well, there we go. I'm glad we cleared that all up.
Let's not get down that road.
Yeah, as soon as I opened my mouth, I was like, this is a bad idea. We got there. It's going to be the final round, and it's a 3 versus 3. The race towards B begins, and G2 have actually got 2 players there ready and waiting, one of which is Amanek. He might as well challenge this from the scout. If he gets a couple of tags, maybe a frag will be enough. He's delivering so far. He's going to win the round, potentially. There it is. With 11 HP, a scout in hand, he gives them something to work with at the very last few moments there. We will take a break and see if G2 can bring the reverse sweep to the table. We'll be right back.
Then you better use it. Tell yourself day after day it's time to prove it. No days off, keep the hustle moving. Wanna see you be looking down on us. There's an angel I know. We don't need to worry or discuss much. It's time for me to hit the road. Take it all. Stay up all night, and I take it all, nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night, sleep through the sunrise. stay recalling memories we've lost and found. Explain to me what it's all about.
The Intel Extreme Masters gets back underway, and this marks the start of Season 3 of the Intel Grand Slam. Liquid trying to continue their winning ways, a fifth in a row, a first in this sequence. A little bit different how the rules work now. You have to win Katowice or Cologne along the way, or 6 from 10, if those two are not included. Liquid were just too damn dominant last time.
Apparently
They would have
so.
won it either way, even with those rules, by the way.
Yes, exactly. That's a very good point to make as well. It's not like it was an amendment to stop what happened just then. It would have been the same result. A headshot at the start of the round through a door of a USB, I assume. Doesn't do much damage, but it still counts. It's going to be a Twist trying to push towards Shore. He gets a bullet to the face as well. That's a little bit more significant, down to 5 HP, and they'll actually fall back off that. It's a long commitment from G2. Smoke's going down now.
Twist's waiting. He's trying to buy time. He's so low on HP. They've already done so much damage, but if he can sneak out like that, he gets a kill. Where's he gone? He's gone down to Shocks, but that confused Kenny and me a little bit too, I have to say, because he died behind him out of vision, nearly swung to get the planter. Bomb doesn't go down, and Lucky, with only 2 kills, has more than that to find in the round. A 1-on-3 that's going nowhere. Elige gets the kill.
Oh, it's a nice idea. We see almost every team focused towards long on the T-pistol. Liquid tried it. So have G2. Didn't work out for the French at all. They have the option to force buy here, but without the bomb plant, it's not as tantalizing as what Liquid had available to them in the first half. You remember they lost the pistol, but the plant enabled them to get 2 rifles out and those scouts. You might as well take the eco here and get the AKs out in the third, but still, it's compromised. You won't have everything you need, as we'll see if they can do anything with this. Most teams will focus towards short, try and get that plant down, as they have P250s, no grenades, looking for CT mistakes here, as they, oh my goodness, get absolutely wrecked along, trying to boost up. And that's a nice position, maybe worth 1 kill, but there's no real reason to push if you're a CT player right now. Nice setup as well. You can see that blue bin crossfire setup being deployed. Naf and Twists working in tandem.
Stewie. Waiting with Elige towards CT. Shock's just walking up the wall. Will drop down behind the Xbox, looking for vision where he can. Trying to take it nice and slow with just the pistols. Hope something falls into their lap.
So the only option here, Matt, is a contact play with the tightest choke point in the map. And you've got an MP9 in the hands of Nitro waiting on the other side. There's only one result here, and it's going to be an ace potentially as Nitro hunts for the final kill. Might as well go for it. He's not being greedy, and he is calculated, gets it. Not the most stunning ace. No one's going to be running home about it.
With an MP9 in that
We have. I know exactly which one you mean. It
might have been one of his teammates, although not on his team at the time.
Exactly. The MIBR Stewie 6K. Look it up on YouTube. That was a really cool little sequence. And a massive game as well. That was a lot of fun. But it's Nitro this time, getting all the kills, all the cash, and a bit of a bonus situation for the North Americans here. They're still with their FAMASs, their MP9s. They win this round. I dare say that's going to be GG, but G2 suddenly have the upper hand in terms of firepower here. Maybe not for long. How has he made that work? Kenny is fully blind. We'll get a shot towards Nafly. He burns as a result, and Twist is fighting back. It's an even kill for now. Somehow a range. It's Elige making the MP9 work, and they go into a 3. Make it 2-on-2. Shoxy is going to commit towards B now and call for his teammate to rotate over.
Stewie. Slowly working his way back up the ramp. Bomb is heading in that direction now, and the flank might catch the bomb.
Ooh, not quite, but it's the nice timing in terms of getting in there in time and maybe causing a ruckus before his teammate goes down. It's Stewie 2K there, maybe overcommitting to that one. At least still have a fighting chance, but probably has to commit
I think, yeah, he gets one out of this for sure. There's no way they expect this to, okay, come that quickly. Does he? Okay. I thought he might just push actually straight through it, expecting that the smoke, they don't check, but they're aware of it.
It's just an intelligent play from Elige here. He knows the money's not going to be amazing next round. If he saves an AK, though, he can drop a rifle next round. He's looking to win out this map quickly. He doesn't want to steal away a clutch. He doesn't have to put that pressure on himself. Definitely a conversation to be had that he could have done it. But the smoke down there made things very difficult. He's got a P250, smoke, incendiary, HE, and AK-47. Obviously can't be bought on the CT side as well. And they'll have a buy next round. As we mentioned, this was what we're calling a bonus round these days. And you're not expected to win it. You find 3 kills, though. You got another buy available to you in the next round. Nitro can buy the AWP as well. Whether he will is another question altogether, because Elige had to save that AK. Money's not amazing, but there is a buy there. I dare say they do get the AWP out on Dust2. It's so powerful on the CT side. It can win rounds single-handedly. And Elige will have to drop 1 rifle, and we'll see if they want to invest or just take things very conservatively. I wouldn't mind it either way. Like we said, they've got a nice buffer here. Cash available. Deagles and 1 AK is actually enough to win a round, believe it or not. In the hands of Elige, he can do some damage here. Spam towards the doors from the Galil. Does actually land 1 bullet towards Nitro. He goes to 81. And they haven't really spent much money here at all. But Elige with the push towards short, undetected. Shoxy might not be aware of it. I don't think anyone does. Elige is going to find the bomb.
I thought he was going to get the kill on Amanuk. I thought he was going to cross directly in front of him. He still is. I mean, Elige, he doesn't have to do much here.
They didn't spot him. You can see No T is aware of that.
Oh, that's 2. Oh, that's a tough headshot. Kenny did turn around.
Hello?
What is going on? He hears them.
What's going on
Panic
here?
reaction from Elige because he's expecting Kenny to be looking. No call on a single AK. Did they just completely think that came through doors like sound?
I guess
Kenny should have known that came from behind him.
They just heard the AK shot. I'm seeing in chat right now. Kenny just put, what the hell? Oh,
Yeah.
Different word.
Yeah, very different words.
verbiage, but anyway. And he goes, Elige says, I thought you guys heard me, lol. I thought it was my teammate.
And then a few more words you
can't say this stuff. I can't really read this script on
that is
live TV. But
it is a good point, though, because there's no guns on the map aside from that AK, and it's an AK on the CT side.
he just said, I saw a guy see me at T-Spawn. I had no idea if he spotted me. But here we go then. Looks like G2 should be able to tie things up. But still, what a moment that was. A chance for Elige to somehow maybe get 2 or 3 kills. Just he thought he'd been spotted. He actually had him.
Fair, I can understand that he might have thought it was his teammate given the situation with the economy. But, man, I would have thought he turns around knowing that it's a bit closer than CT spawn.
Yeah. Well, that was an interesting moment there. One that won't come back to haunt G2, thankfully. 11-8. Their map pick, like we said, is Overpass next, which is the Liquid specialty map, I'd say, at this point. They could have bought into the last round. It would have been compromised. They want to make sure they win this properly. That's normally the correct approach. You're the favorite team going into this one. You're not really having to take many risks. You already have a lead. Let's keep the money strong. Let's focus on the bigger picture here. As the Xbox smoke is deployed, Kenny S rattling off shots towards middle doors, nothing connecting, as it's a faster play by looks things towards B. We are going to send a few players in there. Stewie, very good at anchoring his bomb sites, but the angle just wasn't there. This might be a safe call already if Nitro goes down. Nothing. That's going to be it. No way they go for this now. Round for G2. Nice play. Good change of pace. Just when you know they're kind of stabilizing, maybe attempting a boost this short towards the AWP or something like that, and they managed just to rush in towards B, catch Stewie out. And we've casted a lot of these games recently where the B bomb site does seem to be a weak point between Nitro and Stewie. They get caught out by CZs, MAC-10s pretty frequently.
Vitality exploited that quite a bit in the final in Cologne.
Yeah, if you catch them off guard, they're not normally ready for it. I spoke to Stewie about it. It's like, what goes on with your B bomb site? Like, sometimes you just can't handle those rushes. Like, if it's a nice default round, it's solid. The rush sometimes falls apart for them.
To be fair, on the remake, I did suggest opening the market, which they did in terms of letting light into the tunnels, but I was almost willing to suggest and go beyond that and say that it removed the skybox there. And a lot of people said, why? It's already the hardest bomb site to hold. The reason for that is timings, because you have to, in my opinion, it's not that B itself is hard to hold, it's that B combined with middle is hard to hold. So the timing of it, whether you're putting 2 in mid, whether you're gonna have 1 in the window, 1 in the site alone, how you position yourself is extremely important, and a lot of that is due to lack of information that you can't get when you're in the tunnels. You almost need 3 on that side, but then A is wide open. So it is a very difficult position to get right.
I feel like if we just flip those doors around at B, it would save a lot of these retake rounds not being possible.
Yeah, because you can see the tunnels from mid, then you can still play mid.
Yeah, I think that change is just such an obvious one, but either way, here's a fast play. Do they know that Alicia's there? Apparently not. This long push has not worked out at all. They lose the first couple of kills. Kenny's going to swallow a grenade as well. He'll have to get out of there. He's got the bomb, so still recoverable here, but not a pretty situation by any stretch. Big round here for G2. If they can post double digits, they'll be in a good position. Remember, they won the previous round. Liquid had to save and buy what they can. There's an auto shotgun out for Stewie 2K as well. Classic boost here. Nitro beneath Alicia as well. Just trying to bait him in as the work will be turned towards CT Spawn. We've got Twists waiting in the pits. Nothing too flashy required here from the North Americans. Hold on to the little utility they have. Smoke towards mid doors. That might catch them out, though, because they're not aware the player's already snuck through.
So far, they aren't. And Nitro, ooh, I thought he was just going to walk out. He knows the smoke down is ominous, though. Good hold. Toe shows, backs away. Both players fire, lose track of each other. Lucky continues astonishingly on his own because they're up catwalk. He wants to hold them down there. Flashed in, gets the first, traded out, but Elise does not know they are behind. And it's all onto the A site, and therefore all onto Naf. Good hold, good position. Kenny drop bomb on the ledge, so it didn't fall over, but watch to Shox right now. Enter Twists.
There we go. It was a difficult round for Liquid in terms of the setup, but they leave with 4 players there with AK-47s, double AWPs, no shotguns this round, as G2 might want to take another timeout here. 12-9 down, money's still okay, but this will be the last of the gold if they have to spend all of it. We'll see. Shoxy with 4,200, but still has to buy his grenades. It's Amanek and Kenny S fully invested as we enter round number 22. Still in this game, but that was a very convincing round there from Liquid. Kenny S going for a classic long pick here. Realize there's no chance of getting it now with the incendiary down. Elise times it well, and they get that long control. Can just leave Twist there alone if they want to. Deep smoke to suggest he might be in those long doors. If you do the shallower smoke, obviously he can sit on the other side. They have information. Now he can see Lucky. Outside, he doesn't know if CT snuck through. So that's a very dangerous area for the terrorists. They have no idea what's on the other side.
Jax. Checks above the smoke, but then continues his path toward catwalk. Naf's the one that's waiting on the drop spot. Quick shot, drop down. Molotov confirms there is people on the other side, but that also covers Naf's position, and he decides he wants the angle. Shox gets it from him instead, and now they round the corner toward Elise, who's flashed. He's about to have a Molotov on top of him as well, surely, as it bounces off the wall behind, as well as one on top of the platform. He's got nowhere to go but down the ramp, finds a kill for his troubles. That's about as good as he could do, and Twists has identified that if they've lost the site, he needs to hold long to make the retake possible.
This doesn't look possible to me. G2 are so well set up. They've got 2 smokes remaining. The money's relatively weak on the CT side. I don't think they'll be going for this as they hold on to the AWP and the 2 M4s. I think that's the correct call. It will give G2 double digits. Nice work there. Managing to catch out Naf fly at Alicia's time. That's a classic move from Naf. We see him play those long, short position so much with the AWP, and a lot of players know his tendencies. I've casted him so many times in that spot. The Molotov comes through. He always takes a step back and then tries to challenge once again. Instead of most offers will drop off and reposition. He always likes to go for the kill, and it looked like G2 were aware of that as they actually take down everyone. Big victory for G2 there. That's a pretty massive round.
Yeah, that's a huge round. 12-10. And they don't let Liquid get more than 1 round in succession, which will keep them modest in terms of their economy. They were only built up to a 3rd round bonus.
It's good to see Lucky fragging like that, considering the half he had. 2 kills in the first. If he keeps that up, he might have a say in this one. This round should be theirs, no problem. Smoke towards mid doors to shroud anyone crossing towards the B side. You can have a 5-man stack there for all they know, but it's not going to be that at all. It's going to be a little short push here.
Just to note as well, that means Stewie now bottom frags in the server. So a guy that had 2 kills in the first half has more than Stewie now.
Yep.
So Stewie needs to step it up. Elige stepping out again. He's already toward top middle. See if they spot him this time. They certainly do it. Kenny gets him on the AWP. Twist follows the same path, but Does he get spotted? Because Kenny's still back toward the spawn, and surely we'll see him the second that he backs off the wall.
This is nice from G2, though. You can see they've got plenty of time. They know there's a chance CT to push towards middle. They're keeping that trade potential extremely high. If they lose anyone, there's no chance that CT collects a rifle. Twist, nice position, but probably doesn't get anything for it unless Shoxy joins the team late, which could be the case here. So he's throwing a lot of grenades, and there's a chance that Twist gets a kill. The fact he has a USP makes it quite slim. You'll hear him go towards long and then start to make his move, as he'll have to do something remarkable at this stage to get multiple kills. It should be quite the convincing round from G2 here, unless Twist somehow times this to perfection.
Takes out USP, shots, staring him down. It's going to be a one-point game. Seems inevitable at this point in time as they work out from CT. Could go for a boost, but not if Amadok sprays through as such precision as that to take out Nitro. Jump for Naf. Got the shot onto Lucky. In fact, I think a dink from that range. No, it would have been a kill. It was enough damage. I don't know if he hit him twice or he got one dink on him. Either way, it's a one-round game, as I said. So Liquid need to dig deep because this is going to be their only buy. They have built that bonus back up to a 4th round.
They certainly have. Naflight will be using the orb once again. Usually Nitro on most maps. Stewie will bring it out a lot on Mirage and Dust2. Naflight can do some great work, normally towards short, but might have had his cage rattled somewhat from the previous encounter. One round in, as you mentioned. Default round this time from G2. Actually focusing towards B with the bomb down in T-spawn suggested we'll just be looking for a pick here. We said there was vulnerabilities on this side of the map. As Jax makes his way through, he's got Nitro on the other side. He's waiting with the orc, and not for long. He'll be going down. Quick reply from Stewie. Is there any other pressure from the Frenchman there?
Turns away at the wrong time, expecting another flash. He was right to assume, but wrong in position as Amadok gets him down. Kenny sneaking out. Caught out Naf, who never saw him coming, and suddenly G2's in this game. Remember, this is the upper bracket of the group. This is a best of 3, sure, but Liquid not in a position that they would have hoped to find themselves in.
Definitely
and again,
not.
It is the B site. You pointed it out, Nitro and Stewie, bit of a problem for them.
Yeah, I think so. I feel like the double orb setup, get Stewie there with the AWP, that's going to be a good solution, but still, it'll have its vulnerabilities. It's certainly the weakest part of the map for Team Liquid consistently. As 4 players survive a G2, just starting to rack up a decent bankroll now, and they'll have double orbs on the T side. That's actually not the worst thing in the world in Dust2. It's one of the few maps you can make that a viable option. It's not something you'll really practice with too much, but like we said, Dust2 very loose and can be called on the fly. See if he holds on to it. Shoxy has the secondary orb right now. It looks like he will hold on to it. So might take this shot and leave it in spawn. I doubt that, though. We'll see what happens. Round 25, Alige and Twist with the rifles as they take a partial buy here. It is all tied up on the map pick of G2 here. Looking at the frag charts, Kenny S, that's what we like to see. 16 kills, 14 deaths. It's a bit of a specialist map for him especially. And we've got Jax, 17 kills, Lucky with double digits. And he's done that so many times. This year, he's done that like 5 or 6 times. It's insane. Through the door.
That was so fast.
Yeah.
That's like it has to be a pre-aim.
Like a drive-by, I think he does. Oh my goodness. Wow, a 3-on-3.
I think there's been 2 bullets shot from Liquid this whole round. Lucky's now not sure if they've continued to push up. Bomb was in the hands of Kenny, who got taken down by Stewie, so they have to go back forward. Elise nearly spotted them in suicide doing so. Quick shoulder bait toward the B site, and the dribble smoke means that the positioning gets more aggressive from Liquid. In fact, they're with the push on Catwalk. Now convinced that this is going to be on B, and a good tag. Amadok so low, Elige able to follow up. Stewie now confirms that he hit him.
But now they know there's 2 CTs and Bs, so surely that's not going to be the most viable option. Elige pushes through, though. He'll go down, almost certainly here. I'm not sure why that push had to come through, but either way, Stewie now with the pressure on him to land a couple of shots. Nails the first one, Lucky down to 29 HP, but he can't really overcommit to this. He's already had one sensational shot in towards T-spawn. You can feel it brewing. He nails it through the door. The bomb goes down, and Shoxy left in a difficult situation. The 2 versus 1. Does he know the players got through? It looks like he has. Time against him now. As it's 102 CC players, it's not going to happen for him. And it's Stewie 2K with the shot from hell with those mid doors.
It's proof that you create your own luck, though.
Yeah.
He knows the pre-aim.
Yep.
The awareness that he's tagged one coming into B, and he times it to perfection to fire through the door the second time as well.
Drive-by.
2 through the door with a scout. It's the third. This next shot, though, this is, again, creating your own luck. He knows he's tagged him. He knows he has to cross, and he just figures it out. Great awareness.
Wow, that's an insane round. Stewie 2K, we said he was bottom of the scoreboard, but that was pretty sensational. Lucky trying his luck. And he'll be taking a couple of kills. Zamanek with the second. 5 versus 3 now. They're bouncing right back here. Money's still low for Liquid, bear in mind. Tying things up. Should lead to a equal situation where Liquid will have absolutely no money, but they've got to win the round first. Flashbang towards middle. Pushes Nitro back. They have the bomb towards those long doors right now. Still possible to win this round, but it's going to take something absolutely spectacular from the CT side. Individual performance is required here. We have one player in the back of B, and that's going to be Nitro. Remember, he has the AWP, so he could get 2 or 3 kills in that narrow corridor. They're waiting for CT reactions right now in T-spawn. The reason they hold here is because when you lose real estate on the map, the most default approach is pushing the B tunnels, trying to get information, but then it's holding up. They've got the turret of the AWP in the back of B, which could be a problem. But if GT are smart here, they're going to be smoking in front of the tunnels anyway. They found a kill on the other side of the map. They'll finish up towards B. Nitro can still win this. If they are not effective with their utility, there's a chance they feed him.
First one's easy. Second one, the same. Different side of the box, catches out Kenny. Flash will eventually put Nitro down, but Stewie flanks Jax, who was working through middle, and brings it back to a one-on-one. Omnic with 2, Stewie with the same. Fake plant to window peek. You can see him actually make contact by way of the lasers. Stewie knows he has to plant it this time, gets closer as he does. Molotov goes to the window, the door rather. That means the window to work through, but Omnic reads that. And a very fast flick, surely from his perspective, a no-scope even, to go 13-13.
Yeah, I think the coach just called a timeout. That was nuts. That's such a massive round for them to pick up. It was looking very good for Stewie there. I don't think he could play that any better. He was inside the opposition's head there. As I said, if they didn't use their smokes or flashes here, Nitro had a chance to get multiple kills. He gets the double. He sets Stewie up for the clutch here, but yeah, it was the no-scopes. Nice work from Amanek. He had 13 HP. He knows with the rifle, he doesn't have much chance of winning it, but that was absolutely brilliant. Well done. As they can't buy again. Stewie 2K with the AWP, though. He's gone for the hero play here. See if it's going to be enough. They can steal this round away. They'll be right back in the driving seat. Money low on the G2 side. That's why he's done it. Elige, pretty dastardly with the Steagle. Waits towards short. Xbox smokes might buy him some space. Nitro there with him.
Jax. He's going to work his way down. Twist still behind the door. Nade out. Cat corner. Kenny gets Nitro first. He was the one up close. There was 2 peeking. No one responding yet. Twist's trying to do what he can with the deagle, but Stewie does find a kill. It's Omnic that he gets down. So the op's still sitting with 100 HP. And Naf on short. Nearly found the second at Kenny as well. Hit lucky with the shot. Jax went down first.
Oh, nice nade. That should seal the deal. Stewie's still alive here, but you can see his position not ideal. It would take a couple of 1-digs now to save the day. Twist capable, but oh my God. The HP, I was about to say, could be a factor. Apparently not. And it gives Stewie a chance now to reposition. Can they do something with this? 30 seconds remain. The plan will come through. He could try and deny. Not going to happen. Gets the A round. They have no idea. Looking for the access point. He knows Kenny's going to be towards that quad position. Time ticks away. They have no kits here. So Stewie's just go for the quick scope towards quad. Watch this. He's going to get it as well.
He's going to see his gun barrel. Right now. Okay, Kenny.
Wow.
I thought it was going to stick out a little further than that, but Kenny, good reaction time, and Twist on the deagle. Started it with a 1-dig as they crossed from Cat. Knows he's there. Tries to bait him out with the shot. Got him through the box a few times as well, but Kenny gets 4 kills in the round, and G2 have the lead at 14-13. Close game. You go back to the first half. Omnic with 3 kills in the last round to make it 9-6, and they've clawed their way into each and every win this half as well.
Looking for map point. I felt like that quick skip was coming through, but Kenny, yes, he's delivering the goods in the last month or so, looking very sharp indeed. Round 28, G2 take the lead. Wasn't looking good at all the start of this game. They were 6-1 down. It was actually looking like it was going to fall apart for them, but now this is looking good. There is a full buy for Liquid, however. Full take a compromise with the AWP, no armor. There is one kit available for Twists. They have enough utility, not everything they need, but there's certainly more than enough to be serviceable. And we'll see with this B spawn. G2 have got 3 players with an idyllic situation for a B rush. We talked about that weakness. Will they want to take it though? 4 players heading that side of the map though. I wouldn't say this is a bad call. Stewie's there alone. What weapons he got? He will have the M4 with 1 smoke. They could just straight up rush this. I think they're going to.
Oh, well, look who's there. Stewie, same position as his famous play. This time, not as successful. They were not blind, they were not standing on flames, and he was not blocking them, so they will trade him out 1 for 1. Nitro back in aggressively. Waits for the nades to go by. He's actually undetected in the smoke, but Amanuk hears him coming at the last second and positions accordingly. As Lucky wants to go for the plant, they have to be aware of the fact they're flashing in. 2 players get through. Twists is there. They don't know it yet, but he's got no help. He gets 1. That's all he's good for, and it's on to Naf. A 1-on-3. Still no plants, but no access to the site either.
That smoke should decide things. There was suddenly a moment there where Team Liquid had an opportunity for a few kills, but him saving the AWP, they have to go for overtime now. It's G2 posting map points first, which bodes very well. Money's going to be in the bin, so Naf has to just hold on to the weapon. He was glass cannon to begin with. No grenades, no kit, no chance. He'll hold towards that pit position now and see whether he can hold on to the weapon, but G2 have looked convincing. Once again, it's that B rush. They know it's a vulnerability for the Liquid side. Stewie normally left to his own devices on most maps. You look to Inferno. The B side, he'll be there alone. And Dust2, same story. He didn't have the incendiary to throw down, just the smoke. And when you know the money's low, those B rushes aren't the worst calls in the world. If you know that money's tight and they're compromised, they're dropping weapons, you might not have that $600 incendiary. Take a rush. You get that single trade. It can work out for you, but it's a scary call to make. The one that works out as Naf might be hunted down here. Just going to try and hide at the back of the pit, but they are coming for him. But he'll survive. Now have to play for overtime here as G2 have a 2-round buffer to close things out.
Close things out on this map number 1. So what a great day so far for G2. Very quickly and easily dispatched of a slightly weakened MIBR, an injured MIBR with Zeus standing in right now. The next map is Overpass, Inferno to follow. We know Overpass does favor Liquid, but G2 looking sharp.
Yeah, they've got to win the map first. They're still up against the AWP and Nafly. Shotguns for masses. These sort of rounds can be the most tricky. CTs with little presence towards short. G2 with a lot of it.
Interestingly, Twists was looking so solid at the start of this game. He now sits with only 13 kills. He's fallen off completely.
Yeah.
It's Elige that's back at the top, Mr. Consistent. So they need more from Russell. Shock's already down through the smoke, gets the CT positioned to cut off rotations, but rather than swinging in that direction, they're gonna go for the full flank down a main, a long, I should say, and get behind them. That's not gonna matter. This is done, surely. Jackson, Kenny closing it out. Stewie caught off, and they are miles away from action at B. Twist upgrades to an AK for whatever that's worth, but it's the 2 Canadians versus 5 Frenchmen, and Twist's already gone. Quiet game for him. Pistol would do if he knew Jax was that close, but he's not ready with it. He's got the knife out instead. 16-13, G2 take the first map.
Well, there we have it. G2, after being, what, 6-1 down, I believe it was, they managed to bring it right back. That's a great display of mental fortitude and individual skill as well. Even with Elige getting 23 frags,